Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a Dub Matters First. This is going to be an audio commentary of a dub we released not too long ago, one that I'm really proud of, based on a comic by TheBourgyMan. This is Super Mario, the Three Little Princesses. I am the director, HyperVoiceActing, or Steven. I did the audio and video and all that. And with me are the three main actresses. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Join the Cat 11!
Hi, I'm Highland Princess Lida, or Sealy.
And I am Princess Rosalina. Sorry for the dip in quality on my mic, because I am away from my good mic.
It's okay.
That's fair. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm really proud of how this came out, especially with how different it came out, because most people, oh, first off,
Too bad they're not with
Hi,
us.
Logan.
thank you, Logan.
Logan and James.
Logan, my love!
Yes, it's true. They're
Peach and
couple.
Luigi shippers all around.
I still ship Daisy and Luigi.
But anyway, like I was...
Yeah.
Thank you. But anyway, one thing that I find interesting compared to a lot of other dubs, and I'm proud I was able to do this, is that most people that make dubs of this, they usually segment them into different parts, usually based on the different chapters and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm, as far as I know, the only person that's went and dubbed this thing and made it one big video.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Even Tattoo Pedigree put it in segments.
Yeah, and my friend Amber did too.
Oh yeah, I remember I voiced Peach on one of Steve's videos, and then I think he commented. No. Okay, someone else commented saying, "Are you the Peach voice actress from Tattoo Pedigree's dub?" And I'm just like, where do you get that idea?
Yeah. They probably confused this one for that one.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, no.
Anyway.
Oh, no. That was a while back.
Oh,
That was,
okay.
but that was before this was even made.
Okay. Well, I don't see how they would confuse the two, because one of them is clearly better. I'll leave it up to you to decide which one's which. So anyway, I think we should probably take this time to let you girlies talk about the comic, because I do know at least two of you have, an interesting history with dubbing this comic, namely Allie and Jordan. Which one of you two want to talk about first?
Hey, I do too.
All
if it's three of us.
If it's okay, I'd like to say my piece first, because I actually have a really interesting story about the Three Little Princesses. So, I actually did voice Daisy in my friend Amber's dub, many years ago. I want to say maybe 4 or 5. And, oh my gosh, look, going back to this right now, getting to voice her a second time was quite an improvement compared to the other dub, but also brought me so much pure nostalgia, because I remember, despite, my microphone being not of good quality, or you can't really hear me in the first dub, I had so much fun recording for Peach. I mean, not Peach. Wow, I meant Daisy. I'm sorry. Anyway, I had so much fun recording for Daisy back then, because, this was my first time officially voicing her, and she had so much, energy and character, and I really love these kind of characters, and the fact that I got the chance to voice her again was quite an honor, and Steve, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, because, again, this brought me back down to memory lane.
I'm glad I was able to refill that for you. And speaking of nostalgia, and like I said, the reason I mentioned Allie in that as well is that I recall, a good while ago, she kind of did, a one-woman dub of this back in her DeviantArt account.
Yeah, I did.
Steve!
That was, I think that was, I feel like it was, 2013 or 2014, somewhere around there. That was a long time ago. And James was the one who provided voices for any of the male characters. I can talk. And I pretty much did all 3 princesses, because and it was pretty fun. but I think I did better in this iteration than that one because I had more experience with this one.
Yeah.
That channel. Oh my goodness.
Steve, I keep trying to tell you that you forgot me.
Yeah.
She had experience too.
Well, the reason first off, I had a voice, and second off, the reason I didn't include you, sis, is because I meant, like, an actual dub, you know, along the lines of this and Amber's. Like, as far as I know, most of your experience with the comic was mainly, like, reading it out on Skype calls.
Well, yeah, but we didn't just read it. We dubbed it and recorded it, too. We just never posted it anywhere.
Oh, okay, well, I'm sorry, I didn't know about that. But, do you want to go ahead and talk
I
about
told you
that
once
experience?
or twice. So, excuse me. I was actually Daisy in those comics, and I was trying to sound like Deanna Mustard. So, I'm trying to remember what I did for Daisy. Hang on.
Help! We're being attacked!
Something like that.
Well, I like your current Peach voice. It sounds much cuter.
Daisy, not Peach. That was my Daisy voice.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I voiced Daisy, not Peach. Logan voiced Peach.
Oh, yes! I remember you saying that! How could I forget?
And our friend Sadia voiced Rosalina.
And actually, you know, it's funny you mentioned the idea of Logan voicing Peach. I've toyed with the idea of this. I doubt we're going to be seeing it anytime soon, but I toyed around with the idea of making, like, a bonus part of this. Like, taking, like, one page of it, but having all the guys voice the princesses.
Oh,
see that.
Oh, you should do that.
So I'm guessing you would be Daisy then, Steve?
Well, if enough... Yeah, I'm guessing I'd be Daisy. Logan would probably be Mario, you know, just on the parameter of Seely being Peach. And I guess that would leave Matt and James to duel to the death over who gets to be Rosalina.
Yeah.
And speaking of Matt, there he is.
And there's Matt doing the announcer.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, he did pretty good. You hear that, Matt?
You did good, man! You did good!
Yeah. See, Matt, we think fondly of your voice work. So anyway, I know we talked about like dubs, but as far as like the comic itself, like, what did you girls like think of like the comic itself when you first stumbled across it? Whenever you did,
I thought it was hilarious.
Oh yeah, it was hilarious. I love BourgyMan's art style. Like, I love how proportionate he makes women's waistlines. They're very, very nice.
He doesn't make them unnatural.
No, it looks really...
And he doesn't make them overly curvy either, so I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely something I can like say as far as like his art style definitely improved quite a bit. In fact, at the time of us recording this, he's gone a little ways into his sequel comic, and I will say, just from the first page alone, you could definitely see, like, the quality of his art definitely skyrocketed ever since then. Like, if you compare the first page of this to the first page of the sequel, it's a massive difference.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It comes from years of drawing and practice.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So yeah, for any budding artists out there, just keep drawing,
I should get back into
and you
it
will get
myself.
better.
Oh, I have a similar experience with that because, like, every single day that I draw, I get more and more surprised by how well something turns out. Like, earlier today, at the time of us recording, I was making a birthday gift for a friend from a Discord server, and he has, like, a violin for a head, and I haven't drawn violins in forever. But during the sketch phase, like, I'm just looking at a violin, and then I look at the reference, and I'm just like, oh, wow, this is turning out much better than I thought it would. And, oh, man. Let's just say art is a wonder. It is a real wonder.
Oh yeah.
I kind of wish I could be able to say the same myself, because people that follow me know that nowadays my art drive tends to be really inconsistent. Like, I'll have days where I'm able to, like, put out something relatively decent, but I'll have, like, a lot of moments where it feels like I'm kind of stuck in, like, a dry rut where it's like, where it's like, I definitely have, like, the idea and the spark, but I just can't, like, push my body through it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people
I
have
get
those
you there.
moments.
Part of it is mental, you know. You
Yeah.
just kind of, sometimes even if you really don't want to, you know, just push yourself through it, and eventually, you know, you'll find that motivation.
Yeah.
You just kind of
Yeah,
have to dig a little deeper.
I haven't actually completed anything in 2 years, and I don't know if I can bring myself to do it again.
It does take a long time to retrain yourself, I'll give you that.
Yeah. I want to save it for a tablet
Yeah.
instead of just drawing on paper.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too.
Actually, since we brought up a while ago, to kind of bring us some back into topic, we were talking about the sequel comic that Borgie is making on this. How much have you girls been reading on that? And from what you've read, how have you been enjoying it so far?
I haven't read any of it.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet either.
I kind of want to wait until he's all finished with it before
yes,
going through it.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
want to
that's
read it when
fair.
it's incomplete.
That's fair. I've been keeping up with it just for the sake of seeing how it's coming along, and I'm not gonna say what exactly. All I'll say is that Daisy fans are gonna have a rough time in the beginning.
Oh, will we now?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's something. And before anyone asks it, no, we are not going to be dubbing that one. At least not yet, anyway. Maybe when it's finished, we might consider it. But for right now, we have other things that we're playing on as well.
Yeah.
Like I know, for example, actually, Jordan, do you want to talk about like one particular dub that we're getting ready for Dub Matters?
Yeah, that's fine. So back in 2015, I want to say. I don't remember how long ago. It's been a few years ago. I dubbed this comic that was made by my good friend, the Vampire Inside Me. She's known as Twisted Wind on DeviantArt. She made an epic Mickey comic called Oswald's Story, which acts like a prequel to the game, or at least like a prologue.
I know who that is.
Yeah, I figured you knew who that was. But we were looking over dubbing ideas, and then Steve said, "Hey, Jordan, why don't we, maybe do a redub of this?" And then I thought that'd be a good idea because my voice has kind of gotten deeper and changed over the years since then. So this would give me a good opportunity to really improve on my narrator voice and maybe a little bit on Hortensia. And it was also the first time I used Premiere Pro back then, and it wasn't as smooth or didn't really crop as well as I would have liked. So yeah, this would be another good redemption dub to do for the channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Redemption dubs are fine. It reminds me of back when I redid the very first episode of Worlds Collide, and it was fun to make that look prettier for the newer generation.
And I'm actually glad I got to help you out with the video editing for that.
Nope.
No problem. Excuse me?
She had
It can be a
dogs.
bit loud.
Okay, that's fair. Since I...
I wanted to say for when Rosalina was thinking about a daisy cake and a peach cake, I actually said, like in a blooper, a peach cake? Daisy cake?
I wonder what a daisy cake would taste like. Do you think that'd be like oranges?
I don't know. I don't even know if daisies are edible.
Wait a minute. What about chamomile or echinacea? They're both part of the
Ooh.
daisy family.
Chamomile sounds great.
I've never had
Like,
chamomile.
that sounds fantastic, actually.
I'd like to know what a chamomile cake tastes like.
Yeah, because it is a flower.
Yep, and like I said, it's part of the daisy family.
Mm-hmm.
It'd probably come out a lot better than this thing right here.
I love this. I love how I did these lines right here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I had so much fun with it. I went all out. I didn't care that my mom was home as I did this.
Oh, that is right.
I ad-libbed
was
that
she
line without
the-
realizing it too.
Yeah.
That's fine. Oh, wait.
And then I just
Oh,
go
you-
like, that's not cake mix, Peach.
You should have heard how I have a recording of it somewhere. You should hear how Logan did that. I demand satisfaction.
It's funny.
Actually, I kind of want to ask this, because I'm not quite sure. I know a lot of this has been mainly talking about other things aside from the dub itself, but I guess I want to ask this right away. If you three had to pick like a favorite scene from this version, from this dub, what would you say was like a favorite moment for you, looking back on this?
The drunk scene.
Oh gosh, that's a hard one.
I like the drunk scene. I like the ending. And
Oh, the ending too. Yes.
oh, what else do I like from here? Maybe the bacon scene? I really don't know. I mean, in general, my favorite scene from this comic is the drunk scene because, you know, it's like a breaking point for, oh yes, the pillow fight scene! I definitely love
Oh,
this
I
one.
forgot about that.
Yes.
Yeah, the pillow fight scene. Fun fact, this was actually the very first scene that I mixed together for the dub. Or at least
Huh.
one of the first.
Oh yeah, I remember. And you had a special guest, too.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I love the sound
we're
effects
gonna...
here.
Yeah.
That squeaky sound too.
But yeah, gonna wait a little bit till she appears. But yeah, we were actually able to bring a guest with us to voice this guest. And people that have been with us for a while will recognize her off the bat.
Yep. That's Becca.
I love that line that I did. It's like, I'm not weak.
I'm just
The sounds I made as I was getting hit.
Yes.
Do 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 do. And
I don't even try to do that. I can just do it like that.
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry scream
But yeah.
right there.
Yep.
yeah, I figured it would be. I'm not gonna lie, it took quite a bit of effort to find that specific yell that I took from Tom, or at least a good clean version of it, because there's some that either get cut off abruptly or have like something playing along with it, like sound effects and whatnot. It was hard to find like a decent quality version of that particular scream.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about this. This
Ooh.
is a
Yep.
good scene too.
Oh yeah.
Actually, just going back to the pillow fight scene, I joked about this with Jordan and Seeley, but honestly, considering how big of a following this first comic has, I'm surprised that no Smash modders have modded any reference of this comic onto, like, Peach and Rosalina, like Peach having, like, the
Yeah.
pillow as one of her alternate side smashes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. They totally should
well,
have that.
I haven't looked on Brawlbox yet, so there may be something, but I'm not counting on it.
Maybe.
Just figured to
Uh-oh.
be a nice little, oh boy. Ow.
I have to say, I really think I could have pushed myself further with Rosalina. But
Yeah.
it's definitely better than the first time I did this.
Yep.
I mean, this was also during the time that you were, like, moving, right?
No. Oh no, that was
Oh.
long after, and also like my mic kind of peaks easily, so I was worried about that too.
Ah, okay.
I don't know. I might either need a noise like muffler, like you know, like that foam stuff you put in studios. I don't know. I might need some of that or something to kind of
Yeah.
dampen the peaking.
What mic do you have currently?
Oh, I have a Samsung C01U condenser mic.
Oh, I also have a Sanson.
Yeah, they're pretty
I haven't-
good, but I got mine refurbished, so that might be part of it.
Nah,
And
okay.
I just have an MXL.
Anyway, Steve, what were you saying? I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Yeah, I'm sorry too.
Oh, first,
Mushroom.
ow. Yeah. I will say just, well, first off, the drinking scene's coming up, and second off, I will say, like, and I don't mean this in a sense of, like, she can get away with it because of this, but I will say, in Allie's defense, Rosalina, and pretty much most of her appearances, tends to be, like,
Sorry again.
pretty soft-spoken. That's fine. She tends to be kind of soft-spoken in a lot of instances. Like, even when she's, like, being really loud and energetic, like in 3D World, she's still kind of played pretty softly. So I'm not going to say it's, like, completely out of character for her to still be that kind of, I guess for lack of a better word, restrained.
Yeah, but
Yes.
still, this is much more cartoonish.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm still having trouble with like my enunciations.
Yeah.
That's
I
fair.
still do myself.
I liked how I
Like,
said,
I noticed,
"Shut up, Dad's going to say it! Jink!" It gets better afterwards.
I think-
Anyway,
Yeah.
you were saying?
All I was going to say was thank you again, sis, for getting rips of each of these episodes for me.
You're welcome.
And like I said, thankfully she was able to get, like, enough of it so I can be able to, like, fill out, like, a lot of the space in between, because that's something I wanted to do. Instead of just randomly playing the clip and stopping right there, actually, I think similar to what Allie did, I think Allie did, like, something...
If I could comment on that, I'm sorry to interrupt, but there was, like, one part of the final episode that was used there right before the last, "Excuse me, princess." And I hope no one really notices that. Like right as Rosalina goes into the restroom, that last "Excuse me, princess" is starting to be heard.
Ah.
Huh.
Well, let's follow the show itself, among all of its other faults. But anyway, I was about to say, that's also something that I definitely wanted to do, and I'm glad Silly picked up on that, was that, kind of unlike other dubs, and I think it was something that happened in Allie's as well, where they only just play the clip and then stop right there for the rest of the scene. I kind of wanted the audio from the show to keep playing throughout the scene to simulate, you know, they're actually watching the show instead of just like a random clip. And
Yeah.
thankfully she was
Yeah, that
able
makes
to like
sense.
crop out just enough. Thankfully she was able to crop out just enough of each episode to help simulate that.
Mm-hmm.
And that first episode is the first "Excuse me, princess" is from The Ringer. The second one is from The Missing Link, and the third and final one is from The Moblins Are Revolting. Those are the episode names those are from.
Ah, okay.
Ooh.
And she
I
just
love how I
barked
timed
up a question mark block.
I love how I timed that right before Rosalina threw up.
And then I'm just like,
I
yay!
love this line.
Oh, watch out for plumbers, mommy, on the toilets!
I love how I did that line.
Oh, never happened to you.
I wonder what's in that item block anyway.
Who knows?
Yeah, I'd like to know that myself.
Oh, this right here is one of those "I did this for me" jokes. Just listen.
Oh God.
Yeah,
What
for
was
those
it?
that want to know, the song that I played during that is Lou Rawls' rendition of "Pure Imagination." I put that just for the sake of, one, for the sake of random, because I figured, well, it's pretty random in and of itself, and second, because, I'm gonna be honest, I'm sure a lot of purists will want to hang me for saying this, but I actually do enjoy the Lou Rawls version in its own right. Not saying that it's better than Gene Wilder's version, I'm just saying I enjoy his in his own right, partly because I do have
okay.
a nostalgic fondness for Lou Rawls.
Gotcha.
Well, the whole thing was a reference to Charlie the Unicorn.
Charlie and the Unicorn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I know the scene is, I just meant like the song. Oh boy.
Ooh. Oh, I love these two lines we did here.
Yeah. I went full ham on the drunkenness, and I was
Me too.
giggling. I had giggle fits while I was recording because it was that thing.
We switched sides.
I love it.
Yeah, I wanted to sound like very grammatically and like incorrect with my phrasing and emphasis. I almost said emphasis.
Yeah.
Wow.
I felt like I overdid it on that line.
That's so daisy predictable.
Well, I just went like deep, that's all, folks.
Now
Okay,
she
I'll stop.
made
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
here I really could have pushed it much farther.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I understand your circumstances, but it does help to just push it just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, like, I do kind of half agree and half not agree. Well, maybe not half not agree. I will say it would have been nice if you did push it here and there, but I do think that there are some takes here that I think definitely. Oh,
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, maybe that take was fine. Ah, God!
well, I'm also talking about like a take she does a little bit later, like when she's talking about the disastrousness of it all. And actually, coming up is another favorite take from Seely.
But wait, it's dark outside?
No, this right here coming up.
Oh, right here.
I liked how I sounded like a pirate in that take.
I like how he said it too.
Look out, Daisy.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Allie. The way you enunciate disastrous. I actually kind of like how that came out.
Yeah, I did have a little bit, like, I had moments where I sounded a little bit better, but most of it, I don't sound angry enough.
To be fair, Rosalina was pretty drunk, so the
actually-
enunciation probably wouldn't matter.
And actually, you know what? I'm actually kind of surprised that it didn't come out as angry as it did, because a bit of a behind-the-scenes thing. Me and Allie were able to record our lines together once. However, the problem with that is that the first time we tried to do it, we were able to get up to, I think about this scene, actually. And then right as we got to the "Excuse me, princesses," her computer crashed and she lost all of it, so we pretty much ended up redoing all of her lines.
That's
that
right.
sucks!
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I had no idea.
But it's
Yeah.
fine, we were able to get it all done in the end.
Well, that's good at least. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously you got it done.
Well, yeah.
I really could have sounded much angrier.
At least you can take this as a learning experience for next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you there. I mean, I feel like that in terms of my Peach voice, I feel like there are times where I relapse into my normal voice while trying to stay high.
That's fair.
Like, it's all coming back to me now. It sounds like I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
that-
not there.
That
Oh,
always
real
happens
quick,
when I voice Peach.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, here's another one of these "I did it for me" jokes coming up right here.
Oh,
Yeah. That's very fitting.
I just now noticed that Daisy's scratching her ass.
Oh, yeah.
Or it could be her hip, you don't know exactly.
Yeah, I think it could be part of her
That's
ass.
her ass.
That's
She's scratching
definitely
her ass.
And unfortunately, I could see Daisy doing that.
Oh yeah, it's macho
No. It's macho madness. I can never get that out of my head now.
Thank you, Logan.
Yeah, blame Logan for that one. Thank you, Logan.
Anyway.
Oh, I love this part.
Oh,
Yeah.
I cracked up at this part. I was laughing my butt off when I was watching this the first time with Amber.
Boop.
Poof.
I love how he sounded
Oh,
right
that's
here too.
I'll keep that now if you don't mind.
In a blooper that I did while recording this, I went like, why does this keep happening to me?
Implicating she's been turned around more than once. But yeah, it's actually funny you mentioned that, Jordan, because that's actually one of the fun things I enjoyed about this dub, or at least the aftermath of it, was actually knowing that you got to show it to the people who from your version. And last night, at the time of recording anyway, last night, me and Seely actually showed it to the Rosalina from her version.
Mm-hmm.
I also realized here after, like, when I saw this, when I looked at this myself, I realized I said forest instead of fortress.
It's okay.
It's a dream. Space and time is warp and bendable.
Yeah.
My gosh, my voice has really gotten deeper since then.
When did you record this?
Well, I meant it's gotten deeper since the first time I dubbed this. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you meant time of recording.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh.
That's fair. I'm
And
actually
the
trying to
weird
remember.
thing is
I
back
do.
then. Sorry.
Mhm.
Back then, during my dub, I voiced Daisy because Peach. I could not go that. I could not make my voice go that high back then. I don't know how I made it this
Yeah.
far, but my voice range is a lot broader now.
Mm-hmm.
And you're welcome again for helping me with that, by the way.
Thank you.
And actually, I was actually about to bring up, okay, hang on, it had something to do with showing it to other people, devil damn it, now I forgot.
Maybe it'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, it is! I was like, okay, I'm sorry, I'll forget everything!
As a fun fact, so the growl that I did that Steven used, it's okay by the way, I sounded just kind of
Ah.
I will say I did contemplate on using both it and the cougar roar at the same time. By the way, that particular cougar roar is also from Ann and Eddie, but a part of me figured, I think the cougar roar by itself is actually a little bit more humorous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little.
Oh, I love how I said group hug!
Yeah.
I also love how the upcoming line, I love how I did too. There's an example of my voice relapsing there.
200? That's
This
as
line
many
right here,
as
I love.
2010s. Ooh.
Embarrassing! I love how I did that line. It's
Yeah.
so cute.
But yeah, 200 cakes, that's as many as 2010s, and that's just terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Does she mean cupcakes?
No, it's a reference
Yeah,
to
she
a
probably
really
means actual
old,
cakes. 'Cause she has a thing for cakes.
Oh,
yeah.
never mind.
And what I was saying is actually a reference to, like, a really old book based on DC Comics where it's like, I think it's like, it was teaching kids new words, and one of them was, and one of the words they were teaching is 40, and their example was, when no one was looking, Lex Luthor stole 40 cakes. That's as many as 4 10s, and that's terrible.
Oh,
Don't know why you ever
yes,
did with
I
those
just
40
remembered.
cakes. Oh.
Oh,
I could not do that second sleep over by the time it was done because I was doing so much with my voice. It was cracking by the end, and I was barely just croaking out like sleep over. That's what it sounded like.
Aw.
Well, it works though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, because I think I was also helping Seely record her lines as well.
Yeah,
It's like we
you
were
were.
doing good for the most part, but by the end she was basically being, you see that little blue cloud above Rosalina? By the end, that's what she was feeling.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah, my voice was just, it was so shot, my voice was so sore. and I'm just like, okay, I can do this. Well, not quite like that, but I was closing up my throat as I did that just now, so that's how it felt when I tried to do that second one.
Yeah. Well, again, it
That's
works.
fair.
Because, like, you know, excitement.
Mm-hmm.
But he recycled the first sleepover just because of how I sounded.
Alright.
Yeah. So, on that note, that was Dub Matter's version of the Three Little Princesses, and I'm glad everyone's enjoying it. Like, from the reception I've seen in the comments section, a lot of people have definitely been enjoying it. So, like, I don't know how people are comparing it to, like, other versions. Like, I remember just for kicks, I made a poll asking which version people preferred. I know this one was in the lead, but I don't know if I ever had, like, any comparisons outside of that. But I am glad that people are enjoying the dub regardless.
On a side note, how did we get 12,500 views in just a month and a week?
Because people
This
love
is
Mario
a
dubs.
popular comic.
It's a pretty popular
That too.
comic, yeah. And we did a good job with our performances.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, and we're
You
getting-
guys did a good job.
Yeah.
Oh, you did too. And
Aw, thank you.
hang on.
Ooh,
We're getting to the end.
that was fun. That one was fun.
But yeah, just to answer your question real quick, the thing is with that Seely, and I've learned this through experience, Mario fans are kind of odd in that, for the most part, they're calm, but if you throw a comic dub near them, they pretty much go berserk, and I'm convinced that that's a big reason as to why I have as many subs as I do now.
I wish I could have learned that back in the day.
Hmm.
I mean,
That's
I barely
fine.
get 100 views in a month.
Yeah, that's YouTube
But
for
you'll
you.
get there soon. But yeah, that was the commentary for the Three Little Princesses. Thank you all again for joining us on this commentary. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as the dub itself. I will say, if this turns out alright, we might, and I say me in terms of I wouldn't mind doing this. Obviously, I can't speak for everyone else, but I wouldn't mind if we did commentaries for other stuff that we did for Dub Matters sometime in the future. It's just a matter of A, if the other members want to, and B, what exactly we would dub. It's like as far as, like, I wouldn't mind doing something like, say, maybe doing dubs of, like, the two Mega Drives comics, but obviously that's something we can talk about at, like, another point. But until next time, I'm HyperVoiceActing.
Jordan the Cat 11.
Hylian PrincessLida.
And EarthGwee.
Once again, thank you all for watching. Thank you, ladies, again, for doing this with me, and on short
Thanks
notice,
for having
no
us.
less. I definitely appreciate that.
No problem.
Uh-huh.
And I hope everyone enjoys the video, and have a either a grand day or a grand night, whenever you're watching this.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye!